So I'm not gonna lie, when Chase Bliss hit me up about this pedal and asked me to collab, I was like, holy shit. Every once in a while, a guitar pedal comes out that kind of shakes up the industry a little bit. There's the day before that it comes out, and then every day after that. So today, Chase Bliss is releasing an absolute monster of a dual overdrive pedal in collaboration with Analogman. Chase Bliss is a company that continually pushes the boundaries of what we as a guitar community think is possible with every pedal that they build. And Analogman makes some of the most sought-after pedals of all time. In fact, the King of Tone, which this pedal is based off of and has some of the guts of, takes 7 years on a waiting list to buy one new. If you want, you can go online and try to find one used, but you're going to be spending upwards of $700, even up to $1,000, depending on the one that you get. So what is the Chase Bliss Brothers AM? Well, it is a dual overdrive, like a lot of the pedals that are coming out these days, but it's a collaboration with the guy who built arguably the most legendary dual overdrive pedal of all time. It's not a repro, it's not a clone made by another company, it's a legitimate collaboration with the guy who built it. So let's take a look at some of the tones that we can get from this pedal. I'm so stoked. I should also mention that Chase Bliss did send me this pedal for free. While that's the case, everything I say in this video is my own opinion. They don't know what I'm going to say, they didn't ask me to say anything in particular, and it just so happens that I do really like this pedal. Okay, so we're all plugged in, ready to go. We're just running guitar straight into the Brothers AM and then into my vintage Fender Princeton reverb. It's running dry right now, so any reverb or delay that you hear is going to be added in post. So it's really just guitar, pedal to amp. This is what my clean tone sounds like. I'm running super clean to show you what the pedal can do. Now, let's look at what would happen if you just get the pedal straight out of the box, put everything on noon. This is what it sounds like. So I'm going to turn on channel 1. So you can see it adds just a little bit of hair. It sounds really nice. And then if I throw on channel 2, there's a slight volume drop, and that's normal for these more transparent style overdrives like the Blues Breaker circuits. Typically what I like to do with the King of Tone pedal in general and Blues Breakers is you really kind of have to crank all of the knobs to get it to shine. So what I'm going to do is put everything between 2 and 3 o'clock, and now I'm just running on channel 1. That's what this sounds like. And you can hear all of a sudden my tone sounds so much more alive. It adds a little bit of crunch to the amp, and it's really that sweet spot that we as guitar players sort of always look for. It's by no means a dirty tone, but it's just got a little bit of hair. But now check out what happens when I click on the second channel. Now we're really talking. There's a lot of saturation happening, but it's still transparent, which means you can hear the sound of my guitar. I also just wanted to quickly shout out the attention to detail that Chase Bliss puts into all of their products. I mean, obviously this is a really cool looking pedal, and for some people that's going to be important, but it comes with this really useful booklet, and it's high quality. It tells you everything that you need to know about this pedal. Along with it being like really high quality, it even has like journal notes in the back so you can figure out the stuff that you like. But yeah, you know, this is the kind of stuff that you want to see when you're buying an expensive product that you're investing in, because it shows that the company's also investing in you by providing high quality stuff. So shout out to Chase Bliss for that. So when a pedal sounds this good out of the box, just tweaking a few knobs, you know we're on the right track, and I'm super psyched with this pedal in general. Obviously there's a lot more to it, so let's see what this thing can do. We have the volume, the tone, and the gain knobs, which are the same as any other pedal you get. They influence the same things on the pedal. But you might notice these dip switches here, so let's go over what these do. Right now, I'll just throw on channel 1, and I'm on overdrive mode. And this is actually the circuit and sound that you'd find in the Analogman King of Tone. But I also have a boost. If I turn on the boost, what'll happen, my tone will clean up a little bit and I'll get some more level. So that's what this sounds like. So here's boost. See, it just fattens up the tone, almost like a compressor. Then when I throw on overdrive, it adds some hair. Then distortion adds quite a bit of gain. So here. So now here's what I'll do with the dip switches. I'm gonna kick on channel 1, we're gonna leave it on overdrive. Channel 2, I'll throw on boost, and this is where it really sounds like the King of Tone. Just so creamy and transparent. Obviously, if I wanted to add more hair, I'll just kick up the gain on both of these and it'll really open up. But it's still clean and transparent. And this is something that guitar players do in general. They think they need a lot more gain than they actually do. This is more than fine for a lead tone, especially if you're talking about in a mix with tons of instruments. This is really going to cut. But let's say it's not cutting. Well, that's where this middle switch comes in, and this is a treble boost, and it's two different types of treble boost. So check it out. Basically what it's going to do is add a lot of high end, but it also adds quite a bit of gain to the signal. And this is actually what you heard on the solo in that intro song. So check it out. Here's where I am. Both channels are on. Here's what happens when I click on that first treble boost. You can hear it just kind of like kicks the tone into gear and adds a little bit more of that like woody sound, but quite a bit more gain. Sounds so good. And then if I kick it to the other side. So now let's take a look at some of the presets that come with it. If I flip this switch to the right, it's going to turn red. And that's because this is Analog Mike, the guy who created the King of Tone. This is his custom preset for the pedal. So essentially what it is we have the overdrive kicking into the boost circuit like I did before with a little bit of extra gain. So here's what it sounds like with channel 1 on. Kick on channel 2, this is where it really shines. So it's a really nice preset. I might actually just push the volume a little bit on channel 2 and run that again. So good. Now let's look at the other preset that this comes with. So according to the handbook, this one is set up the way that most dual overdrives are set up. So basically you have like your always on overdrive that adds some crunch to your amp, and then a boost to really kick it into some serious lead tones. So if I click on channel 1, this is going to be like my always on sound. Clean it up a little bit. So that's just the base layer of this pedal. And obviously this would not be a Chase Bliss pedal if there weren't a ton of Easter eggs and secrets under the hood. So you might have noticed all the dip switches at the top. These control tons of various parameters that you can influence in real time, or hook it up to like a MIDI pedal or an expression pedal to really utilize the full control of the pedal. One of the cooler dip switches that I saw is an option to create your volume on the second channel as a master volume. What this would essentially do is let you increase the actual volume of the pedal, so how loud it is, without changing the clipping. And I thought about this really awesome way to do that would be if you run overdrive pedal in channel 1, and then in channel 2 back everything off, but keep that volume up as the master volume, so it becomes a really transparent, clean boost, which is what a lot of guitar pedals look for in a boost, but can't often find because they naturally do change up your tone a little bit. Now let's check out what this pedal sounds like with humbuckers. Alright, so I got the custom out. Everything's the same signal chain, nothing's changed on the pedal, just the pickups and the guitar. So this is what it sounds like, clean. Pretty clean. Usually I'd run this guitar with a bit of an edge of breakup kind of sound that kind of opens it up a little bit. So here's what happens when I turn on channel 1. See, it just opens it up a little bit. Chase Bliss mixed with the King of Tone. It's not a repro, it's not a clone. I'm so psyched to be playing it, and I'm so happy to be involved in this process. I hope you guys can hear how good it really sounds. I'm not just saying that. This is a special pedal, and I really think it'll resonate with a lot of players. And that's going to be it for this video. I'm so stoked that I got the opportunity to have this pedal early and explore with it and be a part of its release. It's a true honor, and it's all thanks to you guys that watch these videos. I really appreciate all the support I've gotten lately, and if you continue to watch my videos, the more this will grow. I'll be able to get my own studio and not do this out of my bedroom anymore. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and again, have a fantastic day. Consider subscribing if you enjoyed the video. Peace.